You know, liking and subscribing really helps a small channel, so thank you so much. Hey everybody, today I want to talk about something I'm calling eclipse planting. That's right, eclipse planting. You probably never heard of it before. I think I just made it up. What you probably have heard of, though, is planting by the phases of the moon. Now, basically, the long and the short of planting by the phase of the moon is that when the moon is coming into its fullness, it's called waxing. And when it's moving out of its fullness, that's called waning. So when the moon is waxing or coming into its fullness, apparently that's when you should be planting your annuals and crops that are forming above the ground. And when it's waning or moving out of its fullness, you should plant your perennials and crops that form below the ground. Now this is an old idea, and the idea is the same as the effect that the moon has on the tides that you see at the coast. So when the moon is waxing, the idea is that it's drawing the water upward. And then when it's waning, gravity is drawing water downwards. So yeah, anyway, that's the idea there. We've also heard of the harvest moon. This is another thing that's very old, and that is the full moon that is closest to the fall equinox. That's called the harvest moon, and of course that gives the farmers out in the fields the extra light they need because they have to work late into the night to get all the crops off and get that done while the weather is still fair. So they need that extra time, and the moon gives that light as they work late into the night. So anyway, with all of that in the background, you're like, well, what does that have to do with an eclipse? Well, in North America, we had on the 8th of April a solar eclipse this year. Now, where I live, it was very partial, and so you couldn't really see it anyway unless you had special viewing equipment. And it was totally cloudy here anyway, so you couldn't see anything regardless. And I thought, well, what am I going to do? And I thought, hey, I'm going to try something novel and plant my seeds under the eclipse. So I don't know if that means anything or not, but I just thought, hey, I might as well do something during the eclipse. So I planted these seeds. Now, most of these are, it says on the package, take 7 to 10 days, and some of them 7 to 14 days for germination, okay? Now, within 3 to 4 days, the stuff was popping up already. And this is now 8 days after planting. So the eclipse was on the 8th, today is the 16th, and I'm going to show you where these are at. Now in this tray here, I got pak choi. We'll zoom in here a bit. And you can see they are very, very leggy, and the whole tray, they're coming up in the whole tray. So doing very well, and going to be needing more soil very soon. Now in this tray over here, I've got broccoli, 2 kinds of broccoli, 2 kinds of cabbage, and Brussels sprouts. And you can see almost every one of them, every cell has something coming up. There's only There's only 8 of them where there isn't anything coming up yet. But we're only 8 days in, and as you can see, this stuff is all getting very leggy here as well. So doing very well. Going to need more soil soon here too. Now, this tray here is very interesting. This is potatoes. Now I've got a separate video I'm going to release on this, and you should check it out, because this is about growing potatoes from true potato seed. Now the idea with that is when you have your potatoes in the fall, they've flowered, the plants are mature, and they're dying off. if you're lucky, you'll see these little, they're called berries, potato berries. And they look like little grapes or small tomatoes. And they're full of tiny little seeds. And when you squeeze these seeds out and let them dry, you can save them and plant them. Now, what's really interesting about this is that when you plant a potato that is sprouted, you will get that same kind of potato. When you plant from seeds like this, you don't know what you're going to get because you're not sure how it was pollinated. And so this is the whole surprise part of it, right? When these plants grow, you're going to get surprise potatoes. And this actually is how they get and develop new lines of potatoes. You grow them from seed, and then when you get potatoes that you like, for whatever reasons, color, shape, size, texture, whatever reason that you like that potato, then you can plant that potato once it's sprouted and get more of that kind. And these I planted during the eclipse also. And so far I've got, so far 8 of these are up. So that's pretty neat. I'm going to zoom in here a bit. And there you can see if it'll focus. Come on. It doesn't want to focus. There you can see. Okay, so yeah, these are potatoes grown from true potato seed. And like I said, I'm going to have another video showing planting these and what they look like. But this is 8 days in. So I don't know if there's anything to be said about this planting under an eclipse business or not. But for what it's worth, there you go. I just wanted to share that. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.